you're the proud owner of a FOKOOS Odin F5 and you want to set it up for maybe Cura or Prusa Slicer and you don't know where to start, then this video may be for you. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you. Hey, Crazy Will here from Crazy Will's Tech Show. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to set up your FOKOOS Odin5 F3 3D printer to work with Cura and Prusa Slicer. So 2 weeks ago, I did a review video on the FOKOOS Odin5 F3. You might want to take a look at that review here. I tell you the things that I like about it and the things I don't like about it. One of the things that I didn't like about it is that it was only compatible with Windows as far as the 3D slicing software. So I had to play the game of setting up Cura with my Mac. So after setting it up for Cura, I have an M1 chip and Cura does not work the greatest on my new MacBook Air M1 because it's a different chip and there's a transition period going on here and Cura is not really keeping up with it, but Prusa Slicer is. So today, for those of you that want to know how to set it up for Cura and how to set it up for Prusa Slicer, I spent the last 2 weeks messing around with this printer to get the settings just right. Now, I don't think I have them perfect, but I have them pretty close because I've done a lot of these little test prints, little test cubes to try and get it right, and regular prints I've been playing around with. So I think I got it pretty close to perfect. And if you are a Mac user and you want to know why the M1 won't work, you can take a look at this video right here. It tells you what 3D software is working with the MacBook M1 and which one is not working with the Mac M1. Let's get over to my Mac and we're going to set this up for Cura first and then we'll go into Prusa Slicer. Alright, so the first one we're going to set up is Cura, and this is going to be really simple, guys. I found this guy that made the FOKOOS Odin5 F3 Cura Slicer settings and it works really good, and this is on Thingiverse. I will leave the link in the description down below. So we're going to download this first. We'll let that go to our download file. Okay, and then you just go into your download file right here, and we're going to go in here, and I got a lot of stuff in here, sorry. We're going to unzip this file. This is the FOKOOS Odin3 Cura settings, and we're going to unzip that. And if you open up the folder, he has the files right here. Now what we have to do is get these into Cura, and we have Cura open right now. I'm actually going to close this out and show you where to go, but if you don't have Cura, you're brand new to 3D printing, ask me questions. I have no problem helping you, but the link for Ultimaker Cura is down in the description, so download that. And I'm actually going to download the new one as well. Alright, so I downloaded this file. We opened it up. Now we have to figure out where to put the files. And luckily, they gave us direction on where to go. It's not straightforward. You actually, if you have a Windows machine, you go to these files. You actually can go into the directory and go through these files and put them where they need to go. Mac is a little bit different. So we're going to open up the Finder window and we're going to go to Applications. And in Applications, we're going to look for Cura. We're going to right click and we're going to go to Show Package Contents. We're going to click on Content and we're going to click on Resources, and I'm going to scroll this down a little bit so that way we could see where they want us to go. So we're going to be looking for definitions. So I know it's not in plugins, it's probably in Resources, and there's definitions. So we're going to open up that file, and now we'll put this one over here, go to the Downloads file, we'll go to the file that we unzipped, and we'll open that file up, and we'll go into the files. And now what we're looking for is the Odin5 F3 definition.json. The Odin5 F3.definition.json. So if we pull up this file and we click and drag this into the definitions and make sure that Cura is not open. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. Cura is not open, it's closed. Alright, so now we'll go back through the definitions. Next thing we're going to be looking for is the extruders, and we got to put this into Odin5 F3 extruder-0.def.json. So we'll grab that file, extruders, and there's extruders in this resource file. So let's go into extruders, click and drag this over, okay, and then mesh is in FOKOOS Odin5-F3.stl. So we will go back and we'll go to mesh and we'll click and drag this right in here. Okay, so now that file should be empty that you unzipped because we clicked and dragged everything over. I would save it. I just saved the zip file. right there for future reference. And now we should be able to open up Cura. And I'm running Cura 4.11.0. All right, so it automatically opened up on my default printer, which is a Creality Ender 3. And what we're going to do now is we're going to scroll in here and we're going to go to Add Printer, Non-Network Printer, and we're going to scroll down till we see FOKOOS is now loaded in there. FOKOOS Odin5 F3, perfect. Manufacturer, we'll keep the name the same. Great, we'll just add that in. And now we have the printer settings. And look, we even have a nice little background. You can bring in any object you want. Let's see what I got loaded on this machine. We'll just bring in a test cube. And now you could slice it, preview, and all your settings should be perfect. You could export this out and send it straight to your printer. All right, so that's how you set up Ultimaker Cura. Now, if you want to know how to use Cura, take a look at my video right here. Now we're going to move on to Prusa Slicer. And if you watched my other video, you know that the new M1 Max don't really work well with Cura, and that's why I'm really pushing Prusa on this tutorial. Plus, I really enjoy using Prusa Slicer. I find it a little bit easier than Cura, but it's a little more complicated for this particular printer to set up. Now, I did find a file. Let's get over to the computer and I'll show you the file I found, and I'll leave a link in the description down below, but there's some modifications we have to do to this file. So let's get over to the computer. If you want these files, you have to join their Facebook group. I don't know why they put it on their Facebook group, but you just join. It's good if you own this printer anyway to be part of this group, because you can kind of get a lot of information. The biggest thing is when you go to their fan page. This is the FOKOOS fan page, and right now it's Halloween. Click on files over here and you scroll down. I tried a couple of these pre-configured settings. I didn't have luck with a lot of them, but I did have luck with the one that was done. I'm gonna show you the exact one. It was August 11th, 850. So we're gonna click on this and we're gonna click on download. If we go to downloads, we have the INI file, and this is the file to initiate and set up Prusa. So what we'll do is we'll open up Prusa Slicer, and I'll leave the link in the description below for Prusa Slicer. And we're gonna go ahead and go up to help, and we're gonna go to show configuration folder. So now this folder will pop up, and this is the configuration folder. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and look for printers. And these are the two printers I have right now, which are Ender 3s. One's a thumbnail and one's bigger bed. I don't know, I was messing around with a lot of different things in here. If you do want to see how to make a thumbnail for Octoprint, take a look at this video right here if you're interested in Octoprint. And I also have a video on Octoprint as well. But we're gonna take this initial file, INI file, and we're gonna click and drag it into here. Now, this is not gonna take effect until we close out Prusa Slicer. So we're gonna close it out and then we'll restart it. And now we should be able to go into FOKOOS Odin5 F3 Prusa Slicer profile. Now that's all fine and dandy, and that was really easy to do, really easy to set up. But I've noticed if I bring in another file, let's bring in the Batman that I did in one of my other videos, and I'll shrink him down to 50%. And I want 20% infill, and I want supports everywhere. And I hit slice. If you noticed, there are no supports, and that's really frustrating. I'm like, why don't I have supports? So that's one of the problems. If I add a brim, it won't add it. It just goes to export G-code. So I can't do anything about this, and it was really frustrating for me when I downloaded this file. I thought it was just gonna work. Well, unfortunately, we are going to have to go into the actual code. The program I like to use is Autonomo. What we'll do is we'll go back to that file, and we'll open it with Autonomo, and it's a free piece of software. I'll leave the link down in the description, and we're just gonna open it up. And there's quite a few things we need to take out of here. The first thing we want to do is take out everything that says supports. Support material, we need to take all this out. So we're going to take this out completely. So just delete it. The next thing that I noticed I was having problems with was the gap fill. I was getting a little ring around a lot of my prints where it should have filled in the gap, and it wouldn't do that. So we're going to look for that next. Right here, gap fill. Delete that, bring it back up, and then we have to look for the brim width. Get rid of that. And then the next problem that I was having, first layer at 200 degrees. So first layer temperature, we want to take that out right away. Now, if you do have any problems with any other settings, I suggest you go into this code and, make a copy of it and then try deleting some of the preset settings here, because if you're having problems, chances are it's because it's already banded it in and there's nothing you can do. So by taking this stuff out, it's going to fix a lot of the problems. So we're going to file save this where it is, okay? And now we'll go back into Prusa Slicer, and it won't take effect until we close it out, discard everything, and then reopen it. Now, if we bring in that file again, and we turn on brim, and we put supports everywhere, and we slice it, that'll fix a lot of your problems. See, now we have a brim, we have supports. Now there's one other thing. What we're going to do is go over to printer settings, and we're going to go to G code, because I noticed right away I would start a print and the temperature would change, and that was very frustrating for me. So what I did was I took out these commands right here. Delete them right out of there, because it's like a preconceived G code and it's overriding whatever filament you're using. We're going to save this to FOKOOS Prusa Slicer. I do my own filament settings. I run all types of presets of filaments. The default filament that you're going to use is going to be default, which is 260 degrees on the bed, which is fine, but a lot of stuff, like I use Duramic 3D filaments, it's a PLA+. It actually needs to print at 220 degrees. Now, if I go back to my original printer, which is the Ender 3, which is I always use, and I have all these filaments in here, Overtrue. I want to share Overtrue with this printer. So what you'd have to do is you go into filament settings, and you'd have to go into dependencies. And what I do, this is what works for me. Again, I detach it from the preset, hit yes. I take this out and I put it compatible to all. And I go ahead and save that. And you could overwrite what you have, or you could call it -FOKOOS. So that way if you did have to make a change, because printers are different, hit OK. And now if we go over into the FOKOOS, you can see that it's FOKOOS PLA, the FOKOOS PLA for that one. And I also added the wood, and that's the default. So, and if you do want to change your filament, you can go in that settings too, right where it's filament, and you could change the temperatures here. And then after you're done doing that, you could save it and then just change the name to whatever filament you like. So for example, if I want to do Duramic, I want to change the color. I like the red for my Duramic. Just close that out and then hit save. I can change it to Duramic PLA+. Hit OK. And now that saves it. And I can change the dependencies, which I don't have to in this one. So that way it shows up in all my printers. So now if I go to my Ender 3, I got Duramic. If I go to my FOKOOS, I got the same. That's just a quick tip on how to do that. I just wanted to show you that, because I have a ton of filaments in here. If you want to add other ones, you could do that. I hope that kind of gives you an idea. And like I said, this was only my own Neanderthaling experience playing with Cura. The settings have been working out for me. They've been printing really well. I've printed numerous things using this Cura profile. That was my solution. I don't know why the initial files didn't work for me. So this is what worked for me in Prusa Slicer settings. So just change those little things. And if you do run into something else, go back to that INI file and take out whatever you're trying to fix. If you want to know how to use Prusa Slicer, you can take a look at my video right here. I have a lot of videos that help you get into the 3D printing world. That's it for me, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed my content and you want to get notified when I make a video, make sure you ring the bell down in the corner. And remember, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Later, guys. I have way too much fun 3D printing. I know what you're thinking. Crazy Will's Tech Show's over. What do I do now? Real simple, guys. You hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button, and then you check out my other videos. It's not over. I made a lot. It's been a good year.